As you can see, these are the items I've outlined for you today. Of course, as an agent, I already do this work for you in ensuring the surrogate mom candidate that I propose to my client is appropriate in every way. I have great success working with stay-at-home moms, working moms, married and single women. The key is to ensure she understands her obligations and that she carefully considers her ability to meet those obligations. Her support system is especially critical as she must plan for the worst case scenario. The fertility doctor typically requests records, especially if a C-section was performed in her last pregnancy, but his role is to recommend or reject the surrogate mom, medically speaking. The psychological component is key in determining the surrogate's true motivation and, of course, her ability to manage a surrogate arrangement. We believe the background check is an extra device that keeps the applicant honest. Although I do have to say that the women that we work with, when they're motivated by the right reasons, they really are of the highest caliber of people I know. And finally, the state of California is the birthplace of all of our surrogate babies who have successfully arrived with the help of their surrogate mothers into the arms of their waiting parents, where they go home to their own state or country. This concludes the webinar, and I want to thank you for attending. The next part is the question and answer series. I have received some questions already, so let's begin with those. Please feel free to send any more questions at any time, and please know that you can also email me directly at a later date. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. With 18 being the legal age in California, why do you require the applicants to be 21? Well, yes, you're right. 18 is legal age, but we feel that it's just too young. Age 21 is young too, but what we're looking for is maturity. We don't necessarily have an age that happens. I've certainly seen 21-year-olds that are more mature than some 35-year-olds. So it does not come with age. There's an entire, that's a big part of what the psychologist does. But we just feel like not enough life has happened at 18. So we like to give them a little more time to mature. And as this is, a huge undertaking, so we do not accept anyone under 21. Okay, so the next question is, I live in Nebraska. Is surrogacy legal here? Well, off the top of my head, I don't know. I do have a resource, though, I can give you. There is a website called California-surrogacy.com. Again, that's just like the state of California, so it's California-surrogacy.com. And there is a link on the side that reads, "Where is surrogacy legal in the United States?" Go there, and it actually has a list of every state and what the latest legal update is for your state. So I'm sorry, I can't answer that, but there's a resource for you. Okay, let's see. Should the surrogate reduce her work hours once she is pregnant? Well, I really leave that to the doctor. I don't know what this surrogate mom, and assuming maybe you're going into an arrangement now, I don't know what she does for a living, but you'll find typically that a lot of jobs, let's say it's physical labor or very demanding, maybe she's on her feet all day, you'll find that they typically accommodate a pregnant woman. We have had, nursing staff who go from, dealing with patients, helping them in and out of bed to more of a desk job, for example. But that's something that between the doctor and her employer that they work out, because they don't obviously want that kind of liability or responsibility. I would suggest from a relationship standpoint that you actually don't address that with her directly. Do it through your agent. And if you don't have one, if you're doing an independent arrangement, then maybe you can find a way for her doctor to examine her work and determine whether or not she should cut back. But this could really be a difficult thing to talk about in your relationship. Okay. So the next one is, let's see, does a surrogate stop having sex throughout the surrogacy arrangement? Well, short answer, no, but the longer answer is there is a time period that during the process, basically the fertility process, that she's not having sex. They are basically ordered for complete pelvic rest. So until the doctor releases her, which is typically about 8 weeks of pregnancy, she's not having sex. After that, really, it is up to the OB if he feels it's safe, assuming there's no complications, no bleeding or anything like that. They typically have no restrictions. So there isn't, you know, if she's married, obviously she has one partner, and if she's not, then it kind of goes back to what I was discussing earlier, that if she meets someone and you're not sure, you know, what the status of the relationship is, because we do the same thing, we just say, hey, just so you know, if you get to the point where this is getting serious, we can easily have him drawn for any diseases. So just let us know, and we're happy to do that at no cost to you, you know, and puts the pressure off, and just lets them know that you understand that, you know, that life does happen, and, you know, and if she meets someone who's important to her, well, there are steps to make sure that this is done in a safe manner. Okay, I hope I answered that well. Let's see, the next one, does bad credit disqualify a surrogate candidate? Well, no, I mean, you know, the thing about these kind of checks that we do is it is more of a cross-check. So if she told us, hey, you know, I had a bankruptcy, or, you know, I have bad credit, then that actually says a lot about her, you know, that she came forward with it. She, you know, wasn't hiding anything. But if she doesn't disclose it, and I find it in this background check, well, you know, then it makes us wonder, what else is she not telling us? And it does question her integrity, you know, really is, and that's what a lot of this is about, you know, is trust and having confidence in this person. So if right from the get-go, you know, we're coming across some inconsistencies, that's not a good sign. And this is obviously very early in the process. So does bad credit disqualify her? No, it doesn't. But what you know, we are looking for, though, is you know, is she about to lose her house? You know, is her car being repossessed, or things like that? Then yes, that would disqualify her, because we want to know that her life is stable. You know, that she has a place to live and has a car to get her to her appointments, and, you know, and live her life. So so there's different things that we use with that information. And I think the same person sent this question too, is what if the surrogate candidate had a legal case, but it's now settled? It's another good question. It's kind of along the same lines as the credit. You know, did they disclose this, or did we come across it? Because if we had to come across it in our investigation, and she didn't give us a heads up about it, then yes, she's disqualified, because again, what else is she not telling us? But if she did disclose it, then obviously the nature of the legal case matters. You know, if it was for fraud or something like that, then again, that speaks to her integrity, and we wouldn't want to take that kind of risk. So a lot just depends on the specific information about it. So if you want to email me specifically what this is about, I can forward the information to the attorney, and we can get you a more specific answer. Okay? So we're coming to, I have the last question here. Unless anyone has something, feel free to send it. Let's see. How can I be sure the surrogate mom is not drinking or smoking? I know that's a concern for many couples. And, you know, again, we were talking about trust a little while ago when it came to, you know, what the surrogate mom discloses. But it comes back to this entire presentation. I mean, why is she motivated to help you? If she truly wants to help you, she's not going to hurt your baby. She's not going to do things that will bring harm to her or your child. That doesn't happen. And her lifestyle, and of course a psychologist's opinion is super important. And the background check. I mean, we put all these things together, but it's really when you know that they're motivated properly. I mean, that is just really key, that they really take better care of themselves. That's what they report to me. They just say, you know, I eat better, I sleep better. I mean, I just feel like I have this super, super important responsibility to this couple and to this baby, and, you know, I just don't want anything to go wrong. So so they're eating right, they're just doing all the right things, and it really is because they want you to have a healthy baby. So I really don't think those are concerns if you follow every part of this outline that I've given you. So that's it. So those are all the questions I've received. I hope I've answered them to your satisfaction. If you want to discuss any of these any further or have any other questions, please send me an email and I will respond promptly. We do have future webinars planned and hope that you will join us. Some of them will be presented by the program psychologist, and we also have a legal representative that will be preparing a webinar for us as well. We'll let you know when that will be scheduled. And of course, as I mentioned before, please know that you can contact me directly via email anytime. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, and I can also send you information specific to our program. So thank you again for attending our presentation.